It's common knowledge, isn't it?
But like, so they're doing their own part. It's Rupert Lowe's for ego, and a little bit because people are too stupid to. I was thinking maybe they're a bit too stupid to realise they're going to win the election if they just fall in line, etc. But I think maybe it could be, they're just too. It's because their fans as well are too stupid to know.
You move out of this phase where everyone basically projects onto you what they want, and then it becomes like more apparent what you actually stand for.
Yeah,
and clearly there's been a calculation that if people knew what we stood for in the past, they wouldn't like us now. Yeah. That's why we have to sort of crab walk to this sort of acceptable position on lots of things, I think, I
suppose it's what the AfD were doing in Germany, isn't it, as well, where it's where they were going, oh, we're actually not Nazis.
Yeah.
and then fell apart.
To be fair, in Germany, you have to tread very carefully. You can't just be like, we're back. You have to.
You can't just goose step into it, can you? Gosh, there we go. Oh, a bit of xenophobia. Yeah.
We're back. Don't ask why we left. There was an issue outside in Manchester where we are.
Yes.
Where were we before I made an inappropriate joke?
Well, I'll tell you where we can.
And you doubled down on it.
Yes. I'll tell you where we can go. We can go to, as a man who knows about it a bit, we've got him here, a bit about the old HS2 scam.
HS2.
Oh, HS2.
Where do we start with HS2? London. Where do we finish?
London.
Where do we finish? Initially Liverpool, now Birmingham.
Yeah. Where do we finish? Somewhere around Amersham.
Yeah.
How much are you going to shave off my 1 hour 20 journey time? Probably about 20 minutes.
45 billion quid. Sounds good.
I mean, I think HS2 is a prime example of how the British state under Thatcher was so hollowed out that it is incapable of doing anything. It's incapable of doing procurement. So if you can't do procurement, you can't do infrastructure. So what do? What bridges the gap? These kind of entities like Carillion, that basically they're outsourced procurement. So you've got everyone with their hands out.
Well, I used to work for HSS, and I used to basically I lost my job when HS2 got cancelled. So
it's
because of the fucking scam had stopped.
Yeah, and there was no need for it to be as advanced in terms of cutting edge in terms of technology that as it is at the moment. They're trying to do. Obviously, everything gets outdated very, very quickly. China have got these maglev trains now, which are like...
That's what I was going to say. Is it not shit? By
the time
was it not
done,
all, even if it turned out to be what they intended it to be, is it not, when you think about what like these trains in like China and Japan, is it not actually quite shit?
It's going to be much, much worse. It was supposed to cost 32 billion. It's now going to cost 100 billion. Which is like ludicrous, ludicrously over budget. Really,
it's obviously scamming the people taking it off. That's mafia contract kind of stuff.
It is, and I think that's what happens with a lot of public sector procurement because it gets outsourced to these, entities that are effectively just there to do what the government should be doing. Like everyone moans about our state provision. The problem with doing things, the state doing procurement, it just doesn't have the capacity to do it, doesn't have the expertise to do it. And the solution to that is not to say the state shouldn't do it, it's to say the state should have those skills in-house to be able to do it properly.
Well, do you think the Chinese government would be going 50 billion quid over budget and 10 years delayed and all,
Yeah.
Like, because is it within, it's since the 80s, I think China was on steam trains basically until the late 70s, and now in the space of since Thatcher, basically, have laid hundreds of thousands of miles of tracks.
Yeah.
So...
It's embarrassing, isn't it, really, a bit?
We're just so bad at infrastructure.
Yeah.
So I got invited on a friend's... I need to give this some context, actually. A friend of mine won a boat trip in a raffle.
All right.
Friends with important there,
something like that.
Friends with Luke Combs.
It was either a raffle or an auction or something. Anyway, it was a boat trip from Portsmouth to the Isle of Wight.
It took 4 hours.
wait. So it was a nice boat. Apparently, these things, if corporate days out, they can be quite pricey. It was a nice day, had a nice time. But I was thinking, like, it's so close between Portsmouth and the Isle of Wight.
You can have a bridge.
You can have a fucking bridge easily. Like in America, they'd have built a bridge.
It's 10 miles. I think.
It's 10 miles. Why have we not? Like, we're just so bad at doing infrastructure. So bad at doing like thinking, oh, these roads are getting a bit congested. Let's build another road. Everything takes ages, and it's always outsourced, and there's always people taking their cut, and it's frustrating.
Because if you privatise everything, then everything becomes about profit instead of the product.
Yep.
And then,
but like
they just, I don't want to say too much, but I'm privy to an industry that was privatised, that used to be nationalised.
Comedy.
Yes. And it is like, it's more about costs than it is about the product.
You even notice it in. So my wife's Polish. You go to Dansk and Sopot, and every time I go, it improves because. And that's
get the bull in.
Get the bison.
I said bison, yeah.
Because there's clearly people there that care about like the aesthetics of public spaces and how things look. Whereas here, everything is like do it for cheap to make, because some contractor needs to make a profit.
Yeah.
Like there's no one cares.
Well, it's like Manchester where we are. Obviously, when you've got all the like, the Peveril of the Peak pub is the best example. Like this old-fashioned fucking standard, red brick fucking Manchester thing, and then everywhere around it is all glass student flats and just shit and grey, fucking miserable.
Is that housing as well? I was working on a building site about 4 years ago now, and the guy that was running the site told me that the developer told him that if the houses were built by a certain date, he'd give him a 3-bed house, which in the area we was in was probably worth, I don't know, 450 grand just to get it completed by a certain date. He said, "Oh, you can have that one there." So obviously, when that happens, the standard of work, which on building sites, by the way, is fucking piss poor. Like the houses we're putting up are they're terrible, isn't it? Like, and you've got all these companies.
Have you seen that guy that does all the snags?
Yeah, the Welsh guy.
The Welsh guy.
Yeah, absolutely shocking. Your fake wheat fence. Yeah. But honestly,
fake wheat fence. That's a real bugbear of his, isn't it? No, you can see him as though
I've done it since seeing his videos. I've got my long no pliers and I've fucking pulled a few anyway, I pulled them out. But even just looking at...
You found them in yours?
Well, I do a lot of work on building sites. I'm not building the houses. I'm just there to do my bit. But
so it's just going in, making it harder for the Romanian labourer.
I'm doing another bit of shit work in it. No, I've looked at soldier courses underneath windows and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, they were like fucking. It's like watching the.
Welcome to All Right Tradesmen.
2000
sponsored by Checker Trade.
2008 Portsmouth fucking lineup.
So don't get done, get dom with checkertrade.com. There's a free advert there for you. Shit cup competition though. Shouldn't exist, should be the Johnson's paint.
Johnson's paint, there you go.
But all the LDV vans.
Oh, the LDV vans.
But basically, privatisation has ripped all quality and care out of infrastructure.
Out of everything, yeah.
Literally, but especially. Yeah,
it's like with the, like they have a saying in Sicily, because of we were sort of on a par with Italy, I would say, in sort of mafia contracts. Because they have the Sicily still doesn't have a bridge, does it? And that's like 5 miles or something. The point of Sicily to the tip of the boot. And it's like they have a saying of when
I thought you were going to do the accent.
When you say when I'll do it when the bridge to Messina gets built, which is I'll do it whenever.
Yeah.
Apparently they are looking at doing a bridge to Messina.
Yeah.
So the thing about all this stuff though is, even if you're right-wing libertarian, this kind of privatisation is not real privatisation. It's not really the market. If you're getting a rail contract, that's not a private entity. That's just you getting a rail contract.
That's your mate, yeah.
And if you're sort of running the water infrastructure, there's no rival competition providing water. That's the water.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's why.
And
yeah.
it's the same with the gas and electric. These are not perfect markets. This is just basically a kind of rentier capitalism where people insert themselves into sectors, get the government to kind of hand them contracts, and then they just cream off the profit.
Yeah.
And of course that money would otherwise be going into the service.
And a lot of these companies are owned in other countries as well. So like the French had the gas for ages.
Qatar.
That's what I mean. So now it's privatised. Now you're pumping billions into other countries' economies.
Yeah.
Well, no, the French. What was that French one? Was state owned as well. So we're literally paying. For,
Yeah.
You're literally paying for the
EDF.
fucking.
Yeah. It's EDF, and Arriva is a Dutch bus company. So a Dutch, so that's just
even British
the buses.
Gas. They're not the gas transporters, but they're owned by a French company.
But I think talking about reformsmen, like they could, if they were really wanting to be fucking, patriots, they'd be saying shit like this, wouldn't they? But obviously
they'd be nationalising everything. But of course they're not. They're charlatans, and the reason. I mean, it's the same with Brexit. The reason why people advocate for these things is because their class of people stand to benefit from it.
Of course.
But then you get these fucking idiots. These bootlicking idiots on the right, and they're just like, he's a fucking hero, he's to protect the realm. And it's like, no, you fucking moron. How are you not seeing what's going on? You idiot. Sorry.
But yeah, so like, I remember as well, sort of my first experience of state infrastructure that didn't work was the Balkans. First time I went to the Balkans, I got to Serbia.
They've not got a good infrastructure.
They've got very bad infrastructure.
No way.
Which is what happens when you don't fix it since the 70s, which has happened here now. So it's like when you go in, even the train from Belgrade to Romania that we got, that stopped short of Romania because they'd had a fallout the week before, because of course they had, because I was going. But like, I remember that like even the train in Serbia, famously shit infrastructure, has not been touched since Tito was alive. Works better than here, like, and it's still cheaper, and it's still, like, I remember went from Bruges to Luxembourg and back in a day, for 8-hour round trip. It cost 15 quid.
Oh, I nearly got it again.
Yeah, 15 quid.
I was trying to do a little, because you'd already spoke about it, and I was like, I'm going to guess, but
No.
my train today,
Cut that.
though reasonably priced, none of the toilets worked on both, and I did a changeover, and it was the same company.
So mine was £130 from Southend,
Fuck
which isn't
me.
too bad.
That's actually all right.
That's actually
Really?
That's actually
It's
not bad.
It's not, but relative.
relative.
Speaking,
So if I went, so I got to Euston pretty early, and I could have got the 8:42 instead of the 9:42, but obviously the 8:42 was peak. And that meant that would have meant my ticket would have been £453.
Fuck me.
So I tried to get on, and he was like,
Fucking hell.
"You're off peak here, mate." I was like, oh.
£443 to travel
£453.
anywhere within the British Isles is a fucking joke. Do you know how small we are?
I know, it's
That is
ridiculous.
it shouldn't cost more than 50 quid to get anywhere in Britain.
Yeah, to top of
It,
Scotland.
it really shouldn't.
That's a good policy.
Yeah,
50
Zach
quid.
Polanski.
50 quid cap.
50 quid Rover, and you get to go wherever you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. London to Inverness should be 50 quid.
Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, but why, on a plane it would be 450 quid. Where could you fly for 450 quid? Dubai, probably.
You could probably
Turkey.
Probably could go
Turkey.
you could go further than that. Yeah, go to the US.
No need for that.
Would you get to the? You might get to New York on a cheap one. Yeah. Yeah.
I spotted it from Shannon once to New York for 180 quid. So,
But it's just because I wanted to go 20 minutes later. That then is like £130.
That's a fucking crime in itself.
And there were seats on that train. You know, that I could see there was a carriage that was unreserved, so I could have sat on it.
Yeah.
Because
Just
you're
like-
leaving the hub of business in the UK. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going into London. You're going out of London to Manchester. Which is where we are.
But the
we've got to stop saying that.
yeah, it's funny though, isn't it?
Get us in trouble.
Yeah, Yeah, it probably will. But I don't matter.
Land us in some.
It'll be fine. Where, like, how because Keir Starmer's not going to, well, has supposedly nationalised a few rail services. But it's
the one in Southend, C2C, that's been nationalised.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but no one wants to go Southend.
It's still the same price.
Yeah.
They've not
I'm,
cut the fares or anything.
Apologies to the people of Southend. I don't mean that much.
He goes to Sax. He's played at Sax.
Yeah.
The people of Sax. I've done comedy there before.
People announcing our live show in Southend on Sea. The Roots Hall.
No, shout out to Terry G. He's the guy that runs it. He's a cool guy.
Oh, well.
Oh, actually,
Cheers for interrupting me for that.
he's yeah. But anyway, yeah. So sorry, C2C train.
Yeah, so like the fucking what is the point, Matt? In a Labour government, what is the point in being alive? What is the point in like as a politicsman? Where do you see where the logic is coming from Starmer just to do fuck all forever?
I see what their logic is, which is to try to basically triangulate with reform, thinking about the next election. I mean, that was basically what his first intervention as Prime Minister was when, like, after the election, it was to basically think about the next election, and that for me was the biggest mistake.
It's 4 or 5 years away.
Ages away, and politics now is so volatile for lots of reasons that I think the game
TikTokification
attention spans, people get bored. I think there's lots of things that are wrong with the country, and people have got very, very little patience with it. So I think the game now for politicians is, if you do get into government and you do have a massive majority as he had, just do as much as you possibly can while you've got power, and worry about the next election when it comes round. And if you lose, at least you've set things in motion that are your kind of politics that are going to shape the country in a positive way. Thinking about staying in power for the sake of it, that's where this project went wrong for Starmer. It was all about getting into government, but for no real purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say that he did get cracking straight away on trying to starve all the disabled people. But that was about it. Right? He tried killing vulnerable people. Yeah. Pretty much. When he's like, right, the old people,
he used his first
the disabled. But then he maybe should have had some more tangible fucking.
He's seen the social care bill and he's gone, right,
fuck yeah, now
let's get rid of some of those guys.
But that's the thing though, as well, like, because for Rishi Sunak originally, this is a personal anecdote here. My grandma's in a care home. Like, she's 90 fucking, how old is she? 92, and like she's been in there for 4 or 5 years now, and it's like it is such a fucking scam. Like, so my grandma's worked.
Yeah. That's another thing that gets outsourced as well by the councils, right?
Yeah. So my grandma's in a, she was my only jobs my grandma ever had was a nurse and a teacher. So she's worked for the state her entire life for like 60 years. And where, like, is the, like, she's now, like, she obviously spent thousands and thousands, and it reaches a point where, because you have to take a loan out on the house, which is the only thing she owns.
Oh, right, so she's gone private.
Yeah. But because the only ones available to us around there were literal, like, prisons.
Yeah, exactly. When Nye Bevan started the NHS, the life expectancy was like 62 or something. So social care was not part of it. It was always like, the local authorities can take care of that. Yeah, but now we've got so the 5 many old people. And like everyone's paying more in council tax, and you've got people like dapper laughs on Twitter. Nearly. Saying,
don't say anything bad about my mate Dapper Laugh.
Saying, we're paying all this money for. Oh no, sorry, actually it wasn't him, it was Jay from the Inbetweeners. What's his name? That guy.
Oh, the council tax thing.
And he's like, I pay all this council tax. No one's picking up the bins.
I'd be very sad if Jay went into a reformsman.
I don't think he did. I think he was just having a gripe, not knowing what he was talking about.
He was.
No, I've probably been guilty of it myself.
Go on.
No, look, that's not where the council tax goes. It's going up. It's going up every year because they've got so many old people that need care.
Yeah.
And everyone's paying for it.
People that own care homes are absolutely having it off, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
My mum works in a care home. My nan was a carer, and my sister-in-law works in a care home.
Yeah.
And the
You're
staff earn pennies, but the people that own the care homes are fucking
Creaming, yeah.
minted, mate. Absolutely minted.
Like, well, because there's about, in where my grandma is, there's about 20 people, I think, maybe. And it's all like $3,000 a month, maybe 3.5. Like,
Yeah. It's
you
crazy,
think about
man.
how fucking much that is.
Some of them are that a week.
Yeah.
A week.
Like, but it's just so scandalous or something.
What do you get for that? What do you get for £3,000?
It depends. There's different levels of care. No,
You get a League One, right? You get a League One midfielder.
Genuinely. So my sister-in-law worked for one that is like she worked. I don't think she works anymore, but she did work for a period for a bougie one for like rich people. Some of the costs they're charging, but like essentially what they're getting is like bathe.
Michelin star menu.
Yeah.
I mean that is a lot. It's a lot of money in it. But do you not think is that because of demand? Because it's like these things about. Surely the cost of that, the actual operating cost of actually delivering that, is not $3,000 a week.
No, and do you know the thing as well? A lot of care homes have
Not per patient, though, as well.
If say your nan dies, right, which will happen.
Which will happen.
Not to be bleak, but some care homes have a thing where you have to pay 2 weeks like 2 weeks rent essentially. in advance. So it's like what till you can fill the bed. It's like you're paying for care. You're not. It's not. It's like a landlord's mind.
My granddad was in who died last year. Was in sheltered accommodation. He was like, how old is he? 96. So he's like, but that he was because he refused to move out of his house because he's like, well, granddad's a story. We should do an episode of my granddad because he's got when I went through
your granddad.
Your granddad. He had like photos. He had letters from our Jeremy, Tony, Ben. Like he used to. Well, that's why I've got all this. He used to force me to read Marx when I was like 6.
Fair play.
So yeah, fucking that's why I'm insane. But
Read it.
But like, so he was in a shit sheltered accommodation one, and we had to pay like a month. They went when he died. They went, oh, you've got to pay this fee. What for? Oh, it's just like for a month, right? What do you mean? Like it's like for an extra month, right? He's
But
dead.
he's dead. You're not caring for him anymore in this home, are you?
Why they could fill it with someone.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
it's absolute bullshit.
They called it like a fucking. This is a
care industry.
death in situ or something for you.
Yeah, but that's the idea. That's why he's there till he dies. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's
price it up initially.
Yeah. It wasn't like a stop off.
It's hidden costs.
He wasn't planning on moving to the fucking. Oh, I might got this south of France.
Well, I could deteriorate and end in a hospice. So this is just it's a care home. That's where they're gonna die. What do you mean, like?
No,
you've already fucking fleeced all his fucking money that he spent earning.
Yeah. And it's like.
So Andy Burnham.
Yes.
Where
we are now.
We're in his constituency right now.
The one guy that could potentially save the Labour Party, by the way, I think.
Yes.
Like practically.
Yes.
He said that it should all be part of the National Health Service.
Yes.
It should all be part of the National Care Service, should be part of the National Health Service. And then you wouldn't get these kind of private contractors. You would ideally get it all done in-house, although the NHS has got a thing for outsourcing as well.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. Well, to go back to Starmer, it was like, what did he want to do? Like, what? Because I can't even.
He wanted to be in charge, and if there's no
and that's it. Yeah.
That's it, really. That was what motivated him, I think. And he's almost like a kind of a permanent secretary. He's like a civil servant type.
He's an MI5 agent, I think.
Well, plausible. He just wanted to make leadership decisions and be the guy in charge, like he was in charge of he was director of public prosecutions. That's kind of the way he saw it. And actually, there's no politics in that kind of administrative approach. You actually have to want to stand for something and achieve something. And beyond like grow the economy, there's been nothing.
And they've not grown the economy.
And I think the amount of people he's kicked out of the Labour Party just shows that he literally is just a power thing for him, isn't it? It's just like...
for sure.
But I think of that though, like when it's what it's like to me. That right, it's like comedians who don't write their own stuff. Like, what are you doing this for?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The guys that are basically puppeteering him, like Morgan McSweeney and the people the Labour First. Yeah, he just wanted to be Prime Minister, and he made deals with people to become leader that he's not been able to kind of row back on. He's stuck kind of appeasing this particular faction of the Labour Party.
Yeah.
When they don't want to challenge capital, they don't want to challenge vested interests, they don't want to do anything that's actually going to appeal to people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But like, I don't from like even from a self-preservation point of view. Do you know what I mean? Where, like, how are you not aware that you need to fucking do something that's going to win you votes? And like, because the sort of next election stuff, it's all well and good going on and on about fucking immigrants and that. But surely at some point you think, right, well, if no one's got any fucking money, they're going to probably blame us for that after 5 years.
Yeah. Sure, like, there's only so much hoodwinking that can go on before they go, hold on a minute.
You can't.
Is it these guys?
You can't escape the real issues of I've got no fucking money for that long, can you?
So salience is really important in politics. What you want to sort of frame the everyday kind of political debate around, and if you're just basically reinforcing a lot of the right's talking points, you're basically you're never going to kind of defeat them, because you're never going to be seen as the guy that's going to deal with that problem.
Yeah.
The right are very good at saying, right, we're the guys who are trusted on this issue, immigration, so we're going to talk a lot about that. And even if our opponents say they want to do it, they won't do it in an authentic deal with it. They won't do it in an authentic way, and that issue is therefore more salient. People have that in their minds when they vote. They think, I'll vote Reform. If Starmer was to talk about cost of living and public ownership and, you know, anti-austerity and redistribution of wealth, those things would become salient very, very quickly. But he can't do that because whether he doesn't believe in it or whether he's structurally unable to do it because he's basically supported by a load of vested interests, it's irrelevant. He can't do it.
Yeah.
So we're sort of stuck in this cage of, like, basically the Reform Party, Nigel Farage, dictating what we should be talking about in terms of politics. Like, that's it.
Yeah. And it's also, I think, obviously, tech companies are a lot of traffic on social media now. Considering probably all three of us sat here, we probably never like any right-wing shit whatsoever, but it just gets absolutely forced onto us. And the reason why these tech companies are doing it is because they want these people in charge because they're going to look after them, sort of thing.
But there's lads I know as well, especially like a few borough lads and that, who maybe previous, like, because it's sort of, obviously a place like Middlesbrough culturally is very left-wing because of anti-Thatcher and obviously the industries and that, et cetera, but obviously since then has become the reformsman territory. But there's lads I know who who had a bit of a phase with that, and then the spell broke when they just got a bit older or like just something where they go, oh, hang on, I'm skint. I'm I'm a normal working class person. Why would I align myself with? I think that might because of how popular right wing shit is at the minute. There will be. It's like it's an inevitable backlash in it, where it's the inevitable swing to go
the
back
pendulum
the other way.
swing. Exactly.
So,
and I think ultimately, So,
but we don't like. I don't think it needs to not go back to. It's definitely overblown. It was never really a thing of like, blue headsman, fucking. Oh, you can't say this. That was definitely overblown, but 100% manufactured. But like at the same time, we can't allow the left to be annoying again. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Yeah.
We have to be like just fucking.
Free speech is quite important.
Because it comes from like kneecap Bob Villain that we were on about before. Who's the first victims? It's always us.
Exactly.
And that is the woke right. That is the woke right.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, that's been a very good episode.
Very good episode.
Matt, are you going to join us next week?
You will.
I'll see you next week.
In 10 minutes.
In the same thing.
After a smoke break.
Yes.
See you in Manchester.
Yes. If you're listening to
get
the end of the
another
£400
train,
which is definitely now. This is definitely the end of the episode. We're not going to carry on in 5 minutes and it be a new episode.
No.
Make sure you follow us at All Right Idiots on every social media platform, even YouTube now. We're also on Patreon. at All Right Idiots, patreon.com/.
Everything's All Right Idiots.
Matt, where can we find you?
Yes.
Find me on Twitter
At
Matt Zarb.
It was Matt
At
Zarb.
Matt Zarb.
And what companies do you run that are important?
I run Gamban, which is blocking software for gambling,
There you go.
and I also run Clean Up Gambling, which is a pressure group.
Yeah, Substacksman. Yeah,
Substacksman.
So
There you
get
go.
subscribed to that.
And we'll talk about that more next
And
week.
you might be seeing Tom and Matt Zarb on something on Gamban's channel sometime soon.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. As always, leave a review on Spotify. Don't be like that one guy on the Israel episode that said this was about as funny as children dying, because it was. I was like, don't really know where you stand on that one.
Yeah. Which
that
way
might
you
be a
pro?
cut. Is that a cut?
No, it's
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
fine, yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's a sort of beautiful irony to that. Anyway, yeah, because he was trying to. Anyway,
Anyway,
thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next week, which will be in 10 minutes. Bye.
see you soon.